In the silent corridors of global power, a nation has been rising, quietly, strategically, and faster than anyone expected. A nation many underestimated. A nation now reshaping the military balance of an entire region. That nation is Turkey. Drones, missiles, armored vehicles, naval power. Turkey is building one of the most aggressive and autonomous militaries in the 21st century. And today, the world is finally paying attention. Just 2 decades ago, the Turkish armed forces presented a very different picture. As a cornerstone of NATO's southern flank, its military might was almost entirely dependent on foreign, primarily American, hardware. Every fighter jet, every advanced missile, every critical piece of technology was sourced from Washington. This reliance created a strategic vulnerability, a dependency that would soon become untenable. The turning point came with the violent failed coup of 2016. The ensuing political fallout and arms embargoes from Western allies served as a brutal wake-up call. Ankara realized it could never again afford to have its national security held hostage. A new doctrine was forged: strategic autonomy. Turkey had to build what it needed by itself. The industrial transformation that followed was nothing short of breathtaking, and it shocked allies and adversaries alike. A national crusade was launched. The government poured billions into research and development, elevating defense R&D spending to over 1.6% of GDP. The results were dramatic. In the early 2000s, Turkey imported over 70% of its defense needs. Today, that number has plummeted, with over 80% of its military equipment now proudly produced locally. An entire ecosystem blossomed. From just a few dozen state-owned enterprises, the sector exploded to more than 2,000 defense companies. Giants like Aselsan in electronics, TAI in aviation, Roketsan in rocketry, and the game-changing drone maker Bayraktar became global names. This industrial might wasn't just for show. Exports skyrocketed, jumping from a modest $250 million in the early 2000s to over $5.5 billion by 2023. And in one specific domain, Turkey didn't just catch up, it leaped ahead, becoming the world's #1 manufacturer and exporter of advanced combat drones.
President Erdogan declared, "Turkey will be independent. Turkey will be powerful."
It was a promise of self-reliance, a vow to the nation. And on that promise, he delivered. The world first noticed Turkey's rise with one machine, the Bayraktar TB2 drone. It wasn't the fastest or the most technologically advanced drone on the market, but its unique combination of attributes would soon change the face of modern warfare. First, it was cheap. At a fraction of the cost of its American or Israeli counterparts, it made cutting-edge air power accessible to nations with smaller defense budgets. Second, it was reliable. The TB2 can stay airborne for over 27 hours, loitering at altitudes up to 25,000 feet. This endurance provides persistent surveillance and a constant threat over the battlefield, controlled from hundreds of kilometers away. And third, it was deadly. Armed with its signature MAM-L and MAM-C smart micro-munitions, it delivers surgical strikes with devastating accuracy. This trifecta of affordability, persistence, and precision proved to be a game-changer. In Syria, during the 2020 Idlib offensive, it systematically hunted and destroyed entire Russian-backed armored columns, overwhelming sophisticated air defense systems like the Pantsir. In Libya, it turned the tide of the civil war, taking down air defense systems at the critical Al-Watiya Air Base, systems once considered untouchable. And in Nagorno-Karabakh, it helped Azerbaijan decimate Armenian defenses, changing the course of the war in just 48 hours through a brutal campaign of suppression of enemy air defenses. The Bayraktar TB2 became a global symbol of Turkish military independence, a testament to the nation's doctrine of self-reliance. Soon, countries lined up to buy it. Ukraine, Qatar, Morocco, Pakistan, and even NATO member Poland, which received its first delivery in 2022. The export list grew rapidly, cementing the TB2's status as a defining weapon of the 21st century. But this was only the beginning. The success of the TB2 was the launch pad for something far more ambitious. Then, in a move that sent shockwaves through the global defense community, Turkey revealed something that stunned military analysts worldwide: a next-generation, jet-powered, stealth unmanned fighter. Its name, Kizilelma, the Red Apple. In Turkic mythology, this represents an elusive, ultimate goal, a symbol of a grand, almost unobtainable ambition. For Turkey, it was a declaration of its technological destiny. Powered initially by Ukrainian AI-322F engines with plans for an indigenous TF6000 turbofan, Kizilelma is designed for high subsonic speeds, pushing the boundaries of unmanned flight. Its low observable airframe features internal weapons bays, allowing it to carry a 1,500 kilogram payload of missiles and smart munitions while maintaining maximum stealth. Crucially, it's designed to operate from the short runway of Turkey's flagship, the TCG Anadolu, transforming the amphibious assault ship into the world's first dedicated drone carrier. It can act as a loyal wingman for manned aircraft, or conduct fully autonomous strike, suppression, and air-to-air combat missions, effectively replacing the need for traditional fighter jets in the most dangerous scenarios. At this moment, Russia has no operational equivalent. Europe's future combat air system is years away. Even the US, a pioneer in drone technology, is now feeling the pressure from this unexpected leap forward. Turkey wasn't just catching up to the world's military powers. With Kizilelma, it was signaling its intent to move ahead. While the world watched the drones, Turkey secretly built a massive missile program, Bora, 280 kilometers Gezgin, a Turkish version of the Tomahawk Typhoon, 560 kilometers and rising. Athens is within reach. Damascus is within reach. Baghdad is within reach. Much of the Black Sea is within reach. Turkey can now strike anywhere it wants, anytime it wants. On the sea, Turkey is building the most assertive navy in the eastern Mediterranean. Projects include the TCG Anadolu, drone carriers, next-generation frigates, locally built destroyers, and a submarine fleet with advanced German tech. Turkey's maritime zones and exclusive economic zones now extend deep into the eastern Mediterranean. Turkey is no longer just defending its waters. It's projecting power far beyond them. Turkey is not only building weapons, it is exporting influence. Turkish bases now exist in Somalia, Qatar, northern Cyprus, Iraq, Syria, and Turkish troops operate in Libya. Maps show Turkish influence across the Balkans, the Caucasus, and the Sahel. This is not just growth. This is the return of an empire mindset. Everyone suddenly realizes Turkey is unpredictable. Turkey is ambitious. Turkey isn't afraid of anyone. It challenges. Washington over fighter jets, Greece over airspace, Russia and Syria, France and Africa, the EU over sanctions. Each confrontation increases Turkey's confidence. Turkey is not the US, it's not China, but it has something unique. Military industry, strategic geography, a massive army rising technology, cultural influence, imperial memory, a young population, a leader willing to challenge everyone. The question is no longer, can Turkey become a superpower? The real question is, who will stop it?